Hey guys, so right now my wife and I are very fortunate we're able to play music in Turks and Caicos Island right now at Club Med Resort. It's been an awesome trip, hence why a different background, hence why I have beach hair for this video. But we're playing music here at the resort for about 10 days, and I figured I could actually use this time to make a video going over some of the gear that I use because we brought all of our gear for this to happen except for the speakers, and I figured I could share some of the gear that I brought with you guys in case if you're interested in portable gear, if you're looking to do something like this, either for travel gigs or just for having portable gear that's easier to carry around. For this trip in particular, we're just performing as a duo. However, we've done this as a 3-piece as well as a 4-piece. We had a drummer and a bassist. For these shows, it's just us as a duo, but this is going to apply for bands as well. So hopefully you can find this video useful and apply it to your setup and your specific needs. So don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, for the mixer, the main mixer that I'm using is the BEHRINGER XR18. This is a digital mixer, very portable, and I have a case for it, and it fits in our carry-on suitcase, which is very nice. My wife uses that as her carry-on, and my guitar is my carry-on. The 18 is the model that I specifically went with. They do have the 12 and the 16. For a duo, we definitely could get away with the 12, and probably with the band, as you'll see, we could probably get away with the 16. With the 18, I've found that most people eventually want to upgrade to the 18. Not everyone, but I do think that the 18 is kind of like that sweet spot. It has 16 XLR/quarter-inch inputs with preamps, and then it has a stereo line input as well. But it has 6 aux outs. It has much more features. Overall, I just find that's definitely a little bit better. It works really well for us. We can have up to 6 musicians on in-ears with this. Now, I also did review the PRESONUS mixer recently, and that is just a 1U rack space mixer. So why did I bring this one when this one is a 3U rack space mixer? Well, quite a few people pointed out in that video is that the PRESONUS mixer actually has a lot more depth to it, so it's harder to travel in like a suitcase like we brought it. So in this case, the BEHRINGER one works better. So if you need a more portable one that you're just going to carry around, not put in a rack, the BEHRINGER XR18 and 12 or 16 are better options for that. However, if you're going to put it in a rack with like in-ear monitors and other stuff like that, it does look like the PRESONUS one is a better option for a portable mixer. Both are great options. Make the decision of which one works best for you. I will have links to check out that video on that PRESONUS mixer if that's the one that you're interested in. But the mixer handles everything, and we just give them a left and right and plug into their speakers. And we've done this for the duo, the trio, or the band. We'll go into our mixer and then just send a left and right. So for the in-ears, we actually are using the SENNHEISER EW in-ear monitor system, but I found a hack that actually works really well that I did a video on quite a while ago. I've used this as my portable in-ear monitor system for a long time. It works really well. So these right here are our in-ear monitor transmitters. These are supposed to go into the back of like a microphone or something like that. But what you can do is you can turn the pilot tone off on this as well as on your receiver, and then you manually set the channel to the same one. And then this is now your transmitter, and this is your in-ear monitor receiver. Obviously, it's only in mono. If it has to be stereo, you'll have to think of something else. This works completely fine for us to just do this in mono. This is our transmitter, this is our receiver, and we have in-ear monitors this way. I've never had a problem with these. These are always my travel in-ear monitors if I'm playing at a place that doesn't provide in-ear monitors. For the backup, just in case if something happened to these, some people think these look like vapes, so the TSA might have a problem with it. But I do have a wired option as a backup by F-Zone. That's the one that I like the most. I have a video going over that as well. That's the backup just in case if something goes wrong with these, but these have been very reliable. I've also been trying out some new in-ear monitor earbuds by In-Ears on this trip, and I will be doing a video review about that here coming soon. So don't forget to subscribe if you want to see that video. For my guitar, I'm using the Moore GTR-S S800 series. I have the P800 series, which I left at home. That's a much nicer model. This one's kind of their more entry-level model. It was the first one that I got. This one I don't mind as much if it gets beat up a little bit in the travel. Obviously, I don't want any of my guitars to get beat up, but I don't want my main workhorse guitar to get beat up or go through the trouble of TSA or them possibly losing it and all that stuff. It's also very humid here versus Colorado, where I'm from, where it's very dry. So it's a huge temperature change. This is my travel one that I don't mind bringing with me. Now, the thing that's really cool about this system, and I have a whole video going over this, I'm going to recommend quite a few of my videos if you want to find out more details about these products. But this guitar is really cool. So instead of actually bringing, you know, a HX Stomp or a Helix or a Fractal or a Quad Cortex or anything like that, I don't even need that. Everything's programmed in the guitar, and you program it in an app. All my effects, amps, cabs, all that stuff into an app and it saves to the guitar. And then this right here is my pedal board. It's a wireless Bluetooth pedal board. I have different patches I can choose. I can scroll up different banks and stuff like that. I have a whole video going over that. It's the best travel guitar that I've used. It's actually the main guitar that I use right now. Again, I use the P800. This is my travel one's the S800, but this is my pedal board. That's just the easiest setup on the planet. I do have a backup. I brought my P1 as my backup. I've reviewed the more P1 and P2. The P2 is definitely a nicer model. The P1 is just a simple and a smaller device. I shouldn't have to use it. It is just the backup, so that's why I brought that one. Again, when traveling with gear, you kind of have to think what happens if I lose it or the TSA is ignorant. I know that's a shock that could possibly happen. So you have kind of had to find that balance. So I brought the P1 as my backup. It's the same idea as the GTRS guitar that I have. It's just that you save into this little device, and then that device itself can be controlled with one of these foot switches. For my wireless for my guitar, I'm using the good old trusted Swift Audio. I've recommended these forever. This is still one of the best cheap wireless guitar systems I've used. I did bring the Licado one as a backup just in case. Something that I always stress is that cheap wireless doesn't work with every type of guitar. I've reviewed a ton of cheap wireless systems on my channel. They worked great with my Variacs, with my PRS, with my acoustic guitars, but for some reason, a lot of them have trouble working with my GTRS guitars. The Swift Audio one does work, and then this backup Licado one that has a cool charging case. Both of these seem to be the only ones that work. I was really on the fence about bringing my portable Shure wireless system. You know, we're playing like happy hour and stuff like that. It's not, you know, a big engaging event, but I was also like, I don't know if I want to travel with this. Again, TSA is always stressful. It's really hot. It rains very suddenly here in the tropics. I do have a video going over my portable wireless that I have by Shure, and also another one that I have by Sennheiser. Again, details will be down below if you want to check out some of these for yourself. For our tracks, we're using Stage Tracks 3. I have a 4-part video series going over this app. I love this app so much. It is such a great app. This is what we use for our backing tracks. And what's really cool about this app is that if we were performing as a 3-piece, we bring our drummer with us. So there's one button that I have to change, and I can mute all of the drums on every single backing track. If we had a bass player, I have one button that I push, and it mutes all the backing tracks on all of the different tracks that I have. I have 350 tracks at this point. If we have a live drummer, mute the drums globally, and there's no more drums. Or if I mix the drums too quietly, like when we perform as a duo, then I can bump just the drums but leave the other tracks in place. I do have a video going over the different options you have for making backing tracks and the way that I personally do it. And you can check out that video by clicking up above or down below if you want to find out more about it. And again, I have a 4-part video series about Stage Tracks because I went into detail because I love that app so much. If you don't like backing tracks, that's fine. We've done this acoustic multiple times. It's not like I need the backing tracks. We just wanted to bring the backing tracks to have a little bit more variety and a little bit more upbeat. And they've actually said it's actually really nice because it's mostly just people playing acoustic guitar here. So it's nice to have a little bit of variety. If you hate backing tracks, it's up to you. I don't have the energy to convince you anymore. Nobody cares if you use backing tracks. The only people who get upset are grumpy musicians on Facebook forums who don't know how to use technology. So we've been using backing tracks and it works really well. I control it with this MIDI device right here. It's a Bluetooth MIDI device. So I have, you know, start or hold it to stop, automatically start the next song using this one. I can reorder the set list using this one. I can scroll or loop parts of a section using this one. Really, really helpful. I do plan to do a video on this one eventually. I briefly mentioned it in another video that I did, but I do want to do an in-depth video on this one. It's such a good little controller that's programmable as well. For our microphones, I've been using the new Shure Nexodyne microphone. This is the super cardioid one. I just reviewed this one. Shure just released this microphone. I love the sound of this microphone. It's a dual transducer or dual motor microphone. It sounds so good. This is my new microphone that I use. And then my wife's using the standard SM58. Since I play guitar, I'm usually pretty stationary when I play. I don't have to move around when I sing. But for her, she's the lead singer. So we brought this little wireless XLR system by Licado. These work really well. They're only like $100. They've only not worked when we went to Canada. That was the only time that I had trouble getting this to work. They work so well everywhere else. We brought these to the Bahamas, to Dominican Republic, to Cancun. It works really well. So she's been using those. You do just have to keep in mind that it is on 5.8 gigahertz. So in that case, we leave it away from our BEHRINGER mixer because that mixer has a built-in router in it. So that can cause interference. So we have just a little XLR cable, like a 6-foot cable, and we leave the receiver away from it. But it's been working really well. For our mic stands, we have a travel mic stand. Now they have mic stands at this resort. They actually have everything at this resort. We just like to bring all of our gear, especially in-ear monitors. We keep it simple for them. Send them a left, right. They're actually very happy with that. that. Multiple people have said you guys are the easiest people that we've ever worked with because just send a left, right, and you're done, ready to go. Everything's already set up and mixed. Levels are already set. Compression EQ is already set. Do a little bit of tweaking on their speakers at the first show, and everything's good to go. But for the mic stands, we bring our own mic stands, and these are actually the Air Turn Go stands. These collapse down so far that we can fit them into a carry-on suitcase, and they break down actually. Fits easily in a backpack or a suitcase or a gig bag or something like that. I also have a video going over that as well. I know I'm just shilling a bunch of my videos at this point, but if you find any of this stuff helpful, I do want you to be able to find more research and more details on these products so you can use them in your setup. And if you are finding this video helpful, don't forget to do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. It truly does help feed the YouTube algorithm gods and support the channel, and consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this in the future. So that's it for our duo. So when we have a bass player just brings their direct rig, usually like a Sans amp or something like that, plugs into that, has a long enough XLR cable to get to our mixer, and also has a long enough XLR cable to have one of the wired in-ear monitor solutions. That's what we did last time. It works really well. Each musician is just responsible for bringing 2 XLR cables and, you know, their instrument and an instrument cable and stuff like that. Of course, their earbuds as well. Drums are a lot harder. So we could have drums, but the thing that we've been doing actually when we do these types of shows is we just have our drummer play the SPDSX sample pad by Roland. One of the best sample pads. I see them used by touring acts all the time. Such a phenomenal system. They also have the Pro model, which is even better. Because we did this before, and playing at like a resort on the beach, it's kind of tough having like a loud drum set going when people are just trying to chill and, you know, drink mojitos on the beach. So using this sample pad is cool because our drummer can be up with us. So we have all 4 of us or 3 of us in the front together. So he has a kick to hit the kick, because that is a little tough to not have that kick for a drummer. But then it's just the sample pad that has all of the samples in it. It actually sounds pretty good too. It really does. Cymbals sound a little bit weird electronically. They always have to me anyways. And our drummer has said that he notices a difference, of course, but let's be real. The audience is not going, oh, I like this song, but that hi-hat sample could be better. As long as they hear a beat that they can dance to, especially when we're doing like more pop and electronic type stuff, it works extremely well for that. The acoustic drums, it sounds okay, but again, we also have control over the level of the signal. Incredibly helpful to have everything direct, especially for something like this. If we want to be loud, we can bump it up louder. If we need it to be a little bit more quiet and just kind of chill and background, we have that as an option. And again, for our drummer, that's a carry-on. You have the SPDSX, and then you have a kick and all the cables that you need for it, and you're ready to go. So just a few bonus things. For my guitar, I carry it in the mono guitar cases, and I go over this in my video about traveling with your music gear. This is one of the best things that I did, was convert, instead of having a hard case, I have the mono case, because the mono cases actually protect your gear really well, but it's easier to travel with than the really hard cases. First of all, you can carry it on your back, which is great for going through airports, especially walking for forever through an airport. It's easier to have it on your back, but also because it fits a lot better in the overhead compartment. And I've been stopped way less at the gate of, oh, you can't bring that on, even though it's my carry-on and you're technically supposed to. But since I switched to the mono case, I'm actually stopped much less, and it fits in the overhead compartment. On the flight out here, if I had a hard case, it would not have been able to fit. It looks awful the way that it is, and you would think if you closed it that it would kind of damage the guitar, but it was actually one of those where it doesn't go up and close, you just kind of bring it down and it closes it. But you can see from this picture, if I had a hard case, I would not have been able to travel with this guitar, and I would have had to gate check it. Always gate check it. That's better than actually just normal checking it. But again, I prefer to bring my guitar on whenever I can, and I was able to because of this case. And the mono cases are actually really nice because it still protects your gear. And all of this fits into our gear cases. I have a backpack that I bring as my personal item, you know, the one that fits under the seat in front of you. That has my in-ear monitors, my microphone, the wireless and stuff like that. All the real necessities, I have those with me at all times. My wife has the suitcase that has the cables, the mixer, stuff like that in it. All the still really important stuff. I can't fit that mixer in my backpack as well, but everything fits really well, and we're able to travel with this, and we've done this multiple different times. So I decided to make this video and hoping that it could help you guys out with some of your travel or portable gear needs. Anything that I talk about will be linked to down below, either purchase links or other video links that I've done, so you can check this stuff out more for yourself. So if you guys found this video helpful, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. It truly does help support the channel and feed the YouTube algorithm gods, and I would appreciate it. Also, consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this in the future. 2 other videos of mine to check out is that 1, check out the video I just released on this guy right here. This is my new travel microphone. This is actually the main reason why I'm filming here on this trip, is because I wanted to try out this new microphone. But I got the idea of filming this video as well, so I figured I would do 2 videos while I'm on this trip. And also check out my video about traveling with guitar gear. I have a lot of different tips that I've learned of traveling with your gear in that video. You can check out both those videos by clicking the links on your screen now. Thank you guys again for watching. If I left out any portable gear that you guys use, please leave a link down below. I'm always interested in checking out more portable gear. Thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at ScottYuleMusic. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.